We've all had that period in our life where everything is going great. You're working out, you're getting work done in your business, your school, your academics are flourishing like no other, and everything in your life feels abundant. But then something happens. One day you hit snooze and you wake up late. One day you cheat on that diet. One day you slip into a bad habit and all of a sudden you're procrastinating on your assignments and your deadlines left and right, and 3 weeks down the line you're getting into your sleeping time. You're staying up way later than you should be. You're going out when you should not be. You're eating foods that you definitely should not be. You're giving into pornography when you shouldn't be watching that kind of crap, and you're thinking to yourself, what the heck happened? How did I get here? Don't worry, we've all been there before. I'm here to assure you, look, God did not make you to be this way, and I want to give you a couple tactical takeaways on how you can get out of that rut. Does that sound good?
Cause when you get too close, I lose my way and
So I got 6 lessons here for you today, and the first high performance lesson is to generate momentum. You think about the most simple concept of momentum. You're trying to push a car, right? Let's say a car is set on neutral, and you're pushing this car. It's really difficult to start pushing it when you're in the initial phases. But after the car starts moving and there's a little bit of momentum, it becomes a lot easier to move that car. It's the same way when it comes to our lifestyle. We think about a time that we want to work out. Let's say that you've taken a 2-week break from working out and you're not looking forward to getting back in the gym. But then you look at the gym and you realize, you know, the reason why I'm so intimidated and I don't want to go is because before I used to work out for 90 minutes to 2 hours and I don't feel ready enough to work out at that level yet. So the way that we generate momentum here is to commit to a small task first. What if you told yourself, you know what, tomorrow I'm not even going to go to the gym. I'm just going to commit to putting on athletic clothes. Now, it just so happens that when you have athletic clothes on, this primes your mind to want to get into a state of working out. But rather than committing to working out for 2 hours at the gym, why not commit to just saying, I'm going to show up at the gym and run on the treadmill for only 15 minutes. Chances are, once you get that ball rolling, it's going to be much easier to sustain it. Because for most of us here, when we work out for 15 minutes, we're not going to want to just stop after working out for 15 minutes. We're going to want to keep going. And so that's how momentum works. Commit to a small task first, and then slowly start building and adding on top of that once you start to achieve more and more wins. The second lesson I want to give you for how to get out of that rut is to commit to one non-negotiable for the next 30 days. Now, non-negotiables differ from habits in that non-negotiable are commitments that you tell yourself, no matter what, this is a rule within my life. You think about when you're driving in the streets and you approach a red light. You fully know that you have to stop at the red light because that is the law. In fact, number one, if you cross that red light, you're breaking the law and you're going to get a fat ticket, which is going to cost you a lot of money. And secondly, you could be risking your life as well as the life of others by getting into a serious car accident. And so when you approach that red light, you treat it very seriously. We can treat different kinds of commitments in our own lives the same way, and that's by creating a rule, a non-negotiable in which that is just a rule we set. I don't think, I don't do, I just follow the dang non-negotiable. When you can commit to a non-negotiable for 30 days, it makes everything else in your life easier because you're building momentum. Say that we're still talking about physical fitness. If you want to go to the gym for 1 day, why not set a non-negotiable and tell yourself, for only the next 30 days, I'm going to commit to going to the gym at least 4 times per week for a minimum of 15 minutes. If you set that and you keep track of that, not only are you building momentum, but as you keep this non-negotiable for 30 days, you're going to build confidence in yourself that's going to naturally want you to build and take on more and more assignments. The third way for you to quickly get out of a rut is to consume content that keeps you in an elevated state. Look, everything that we are is a product of our environment and the things that we consume. Think about it. The last time you watched a positive, motivating YouTube video, how did that make you feel after you left? Perhaps you wanted to take action. Perhaps you wanted to make a positive difference in your life. Compare that to a time that you consumed something negative. Maybe you're in a conversation with someone, a loved one, and it got into a really nasty disagreement. Or maybe you watched something like a horror movie and it prevented you from sleeping well at nighttime. Look, the reason why we have different kinds of physiological and emotional changes in our state is simply because of the content and the things that we consume and put into our bodies and our mind. And so when it comes to consuming positive content to keep you in an elevated state, I would always encourage for you to watch a YouTube channel, to listen to some kind of podcast out there that keeps you in a state of positivity and of gratitude. A huge podcast, number one podcast in my opinion, is a podcast called the Born to Impact podcast. My mentor Joel Marion and Dan Long, two very successful multiple 7-figure entrepreneurs, started this podcast with the sole purpose of impact. And I make sure I listen to one of these episodes at least 1 time a week. I'll put a link in the description down below so that you can check out that podcast after this video is done. And I also encourage for you to watch more videos on this channel. I'll put a link to a playlist right over here, but every single one of my videos is designed specifically to give you 1, 2, or 3 different kinds of tactical takeaways that you can start applying into your life immediately. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're getting any value of these videos, and commit to watching them on a daily or weekly basis so that you can continue to be in an elevated state. When you're in an elevated state, it's much more difficult for you to fall into a rut because it's almost as if a mentor, a coach is speaking into your life on a regular basis. And if you've ever been part of a competitive sports team, you understand that when coach is looking at you and holding you accountable, you don't want to let him down. So that's why it's so important to be able to stay in an elevated state with the content that you consume. Next up, number 4, I want to show you that you want to leverage physical fitness as a way to generate the motivation to do other things. Have you ever experienced this where you went on a quick run or you came out from a workout and it was such a fantastic workout that every other task following that day you did with this good mood where you're lighthearted, you're motivated, and you wanted to get it done? There's just something special about working out because when you exercise, you're releasing a lot of endorphins, hormones within your mind that make you feel good. There are a lot of neurochemicals that are flowing within your brain that positively motivate you to move forward. And so whenever I feel that I'm in a negative state and I can't possibly do any more work or I feel super lazy, the first thing that I will get myself to do is to get outside, take a walk. Heck, go on a run. Just commit to go to the gym for a short 15-45 minute period, because what happens is the principle of how you do one thing is how you do everything starts to take place. Look, in this life, we cannot try to half-ass one thing and then try to be really good at another thing. The way that you behave in the gym is going to affect the way that you behave in school, which is going to affect the way that you perform at your job and in your business. You cannot half-ass any of these. When you begin to give half effort in one of these things, it negatively affects every aspect of your life. And so the most simple, the most convenient, and in my own opinion, the most enjoyable way to try to increase that elevation in all areas of your life is to use the gym. It's so much more simple to walk outside and commit to exercising for a shorter period of time rather than forcing yourself to sit down and study for 2 to 3 hours. Get outside, leverage that physical fitness, and you will find out that when you get back from the gym, you're going to be so much more motivated to do everything else. High performance lesson number 5 is going to be to take on a challenge that forces you to level up. And this is what I mean by this. Have you ever faced some kind of class in which you knew, oh my gosh, this is an extremely difficult class. I need to step up my game if I want to do all of this. What if there was a sports team? Maybe you got accepted into the varsity athletics team, or you got accepted into some kind of club or organization, or maybe you just got that promotion at your job and you know you need to step up and level your game. What it took to get you here is not what is required to get you to the next level. And I've seen this in every single area of my life. Recently, I had a very large product launch for my business, the High Performance Training Program, and over the course of 1 week, my team and I were able to generate $75,000 in sales. What you see on that Stripe account is very different from all the preparation, the months and months of work it took for us to be able to generate that kind of revenue. The only reason why we're able to do that is because 2 months prior to that launch, I saw deep down, oh my gosh, this is a huge project and I need to step up my game. The 2 months leading up to that product launch, I was waking up every single day except Sundays at 5 a.m. Monday through Saturday. I was working 10, 12-hour days non-stop with singularity focus, and I was staying in this sharp state of mind because I knew there's a huge payoff. We're going to be able to help a lot of my customers and I'm going to be able to generate a lot of revenue to further more impact. But the only way to do that is if I level up right now. So I got to ask you, drop it in the comments down below, what is the task that you need to do in order to level up? Is it joining that new club? Is it taking that class that you've always been scared of taking? Is it finally joining that sports team or walking into the gym to do the one thing that you've been fearing the most? I want to encourage you to chase the uncomfortable things because those are going to be things that actually level you up. And look, if you want to take your performance to the next level and take up a challenge that will force you to level up, I have a program called the High Performance Training Program, an 8-week coaching program that will ascend you to performance levels that you could have never imagined. So click that link down below. That's going to take you to a live masterclass registration page because this coming Saturday, I'm actually going to be hosting a free live masterclass in which I'm going to show you how to double your productivity and take off 12.5 hours of your work week. So click that link down below if you want to register, and you're going to have an opportunity after getting free value on how you can sign up for this coaching program, and I cannot wait to see you there. And hey, I want to remind you that this content today was absolutely free for you to watch. My team and I spend hours and a lot of money editing and putting up this kind of production for you. So please copy that link, screenshot it, send it to a a friend, text it to someone that you know this video can benefit, because I'm sure it benefited you as well. And I cannot wait to see you on the next video. Remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. I'll see you next week. Next up, number 4, I want to show you that you want to leverage physical fitness as a way to generate more momentum. No, that's not good.